feel you. So, what kind of testing are they doing for the fight? Have you even been told? Because I'm wondering how hot Jake's running right now.
Feel you so? What kind of testing are they doing for the fight? Have you even been told? Because I'm wondering how hot Jake's running right now. Well, he's got to be hot if he went from 210. If he really did go to 230, he had to use something. He had to do something to get there. I don't know how the testing is going to be. They may test me and not test him. That's fine. I feel like I've fought people who are on it. I know I've trained PE with people who are on the juice, and it is what it is. You can test me any day of the week. I eat Mike Perry and Joe Rogan. Just dropped a bombshell. They exposed Jake Paul for allegedly taking illegal substances to gain an unfair advantage on fight night. It's deja vu, folks. Remember when Ryan Garcia took drastic measures to beat Devin Haney by popping med before they bout? Now it looks like the problem child, Jake Paul, might be following in his controversial footsteps. If these claims are true, it's a shocking revelation that could shake up the boxing world. Jake Paul is set to fight Mike Perry this July 28th. But there's one thing this Paul brother does not want you to know. Despite not being a natural heavyweight, Paul is stepping into the ring at a whopping 230 pounds. If that doesn't raise some eyebrows, what will Mike Perry? Isn't holding back either. He's got plenty to say about this jaw-dropping weight game. You questioned Jake's weight when I SP him a couple years ago. I was 179, 180, and he was 195, maybe 205. To put on 25 pounds, I don't know how someone does it. I guess without cheat code, it doesn't matter to me. Maybe I could just be saying that just to mess with him. He does look flubber, and whatever. And I also told him I don't think you were 230. Because if he was 195 to 205 in those couple years ago, when I spared him, I think maybe at largest he could get up to almost 220. And here's the kicker: Jake Paul tried to cover up his scheme by posting a video saying that making weight is the last thing on his mind. But let's be real, Jake didn't bulk up by munching on junk food. There's a lot more going on behind the scenes than he's letting on. Jake Paul needs every advantage he can get in this fight, because Mike Perry is no joke. Jake's only hanging on in the boxing world because he knocked out a few guys here and there. But here's the catch: every single one of those opponents was retired and way past their prime. They were all cherry-picked for Jake to boost his record. Now he's up against Mike Perry, who wasn't originally in the plan. Perry was handed to Jake after Mike Tyson had to pull out due to a medical emergency. This fight is shaping up to be Jake's toughest challenge, yet Joe Rogan stirred up some controversy by backing Mike Perry as his favorite going into the fight with Jake Paul. Can you blame him? Perry is the face of bare knuckle FC, a fighter who can really pack a punch. How many people are counting out Mike Perry? That interesting. I'm not counting, bro. It's wild to me. And then in all the like, oh dude, you must think it's beard knuckle. This is boxing. I'm like, oh, you don't know what a dog Mike Perry is. Yeah, he's a pit bull. You need to do your goddamn research. There's no quit. He's a game breed pit bull. He's going get in your face for all 8 of those rounds. Anyone's like, oh, this is a gimmick fight. I'm like, you're in Mike Tyson. Fight, get the out of here. Yeah, Mike Perry's dangerous. That's a super, super dangerous fight. When is the Mike Tyson fight? It's supposed to be in November. Supposed to be. But that is, who knows if it's ever gonna happen. I mean, Mike has ulcers. He does. He's a 58-year-old man. Ever to get out of the fight, that's like a CEO problem. Yeah, he got on a plane. Yeah, Mike Perry's fighting in July, this July 20th. The Mike Tyson fight is in November in Tampa, Florida, which is like Mike. That's Mike Perry's, like, that's his source. This fight is already heating up, especially with Joe Rogan's involvement. Joe had plenty to say about Paul and Perry. And if you're a Jake Paul fan, you won't like any of it. Rogan's insights are throwing more fuel on the fire, making this showdown even more intense. It's shaping up to be a battle you won't want to miss. Overwhelm you with pressure, gonna hit you hard. My significant strikes are going to hurt you everywhere that they land. They're going to hurt. You're going to duck into some shots if you don't duck like you used to, and you come forward on me at all. Then I'll have to change up, but I'll be faster than you. You're too heavy now. I don't believe you were ever too Mike Perry is in for all the smoke, and you can see the tension slowly getting to Jake Paul as we get closer to the fight. This Paul brother has bitten off more than he can chew. Fighting a guy like Mike Perry is the one thing that can put an end to the Jake Paul hype train. Don't forget that Mike's MMA and bare knuckle background is going to make this fight rough enough to give him the edge over Paul. Just take a look at what Joe Rogan said about Platinum Perry. That for sure got under Jake's skin. Bare knuckle is way better than traditional boxing. That's where Mike Perry shines up. Luke Rockhold, his last fight, made him quit, knocked his teeth out. Dude, he's everybody up because he's such an animal. Like, if you're tough, and there's not a tougher human being alive than Mike Perry, and he's good, man. He knows how to fight bare knuckle. He's clever. A lot of people that go over to bare knuckle are surprised how little protection you have and how much it hurts. And Mike Perry has developed a style where he holds his hands like real rigid like this. So if you're Luke Rockhold and you're fighting Mike Perry, this is your first bare knuckle fight. You never fought bare knuckle, 'cause you certainly are in training bare knuckle. It's a different experience. Now you see Rogan hyping up Perry like he's a Muhammad Ali of our generation. But hey, Perry is still the toughest challenge of Paul's life. And even though Jake is posting a lot of training footage as an attempt to scare Perry, he knows that the only way to win this fight is by cheating. And that's the route Jake is going down on. School Perry, time to go back to school. Get doggy at Walmart. And let's not forget, this isn't Jake's first time being called out by his opponent for alleged drug use. Remember his fights with Tyron Woodley. The first bout was a nail fighter, but the second was a whole different story. Jake knocked Woodley out with one punch. Impressive, yes, suspiciously so. Absolutely, Jake played the cheat card before, and it worked. Now he seems to be repeating history with Mike Perry. Buckle up, because this showdown is about to get even more intense. Went right over it. Those little bumps you had on your face kind of alarmed me. You wouldn't be hap to taking peds, are you? Listen, if you want to build in excuses right now, I just go ahead, 'cause I was just wondering. I look at your face and look kind of, sir, you have some rage and acting all unorthodox. You know those are signs of the PDS. I'm enraged. I'm not enraged at all. Are you taking PDS? No, sir, not at all. Okay, no, sir. If Jake has done this before, he won't hesitate to do it again, especially if it boosts his credibility as a boxer. For Jake, it's all about winning, even if it means bending the rules. With more on the line than ever, he's ready to do whatever it takes to secure his place in the boxing world. I'm a fat kid at heart. So like, food, so I do a cheat, if you will, and that's okay. And I also, yeah, I don't feel like it's in a way that is affecting me, but I think once I'm slightly older, I'll probably get into like a super good intermittent fasting and healthier, cleaner. I think it's a coin toss. You're either going to be fat because you can eat whatever you want, whenever you want, or you're going to go down that route. I'm basically going to drink tequila and enter it fast. That's good. What's Jake Paul gonna look like after his boxing career? I'll probably now. These rumors about Jake's shady tactics are spreading like wildfire across the internet. And you know things would have escalated even more if Jake hadn't addressed the issue.